crafters, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Deepa from Designs by D, and I'm collaborating with Pear Blossom Press today to create these beautiful light up windows on this card. So we're going to be using the City Holiday collection here, Everyday City Holiday. So we're using not only that collection that came out a while ago, but we're using these awnings that came out recently to create these fun windows. And with those windows, we're going to be adding the 3 light easy light set. This comes in like a white light and a yellow light, and this is actually my second one. It comes in a 2-pack, so I already used one of them and I want to use the second one on creating these fun windows. So let's go ahead and get started with this. I've got the building already cut out from some like green cardstock, and I've got this stencil. It's a nice brick stencil from Honeybee. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this down and put it through my die cutting machine using the rubber mat and the adapter plate in order to create a nice embossed brick pattern on it. So my window scene today is a little bit unconventional. I'm not making it exactly how the packaging for these products would show you to do. I'm only creating 3 windows, and reason being is because our LED lights are only 3, and I just want the windows to light up. So I'm using the arch windows, which actually come in the City Holiday collection, that set. I'm putting it together. I've got my curtains down, I'm adding the black frame, and then I'm going to poke my hole, and I'm poking that hole right underneath where the 2 panes, the 2 straight panes intersect, right underneath that. Now, I don't want to go into the actual frame of it because I don't want to break it, so that's why I did it right underneath on the white. And keep in mind, we're going to have to do another hole on that panel that we added the brick texture onto in order for the light to shine through. So I've put together my light here. You can see it comes with the battery. You insert the battery and you just test it out, make sure your lights are working. They usually are. They're pretty good. I don't think I've gotten a pack that doesn't have the lights working. So I mean, if I do, you could always contact us through the Pear Blossom Press website in order to fix that issue. Now I've got all 3 windows created, and I've poked a hole through all 3 right under where the panes intersect. And the next thing I have to do is position this on that building panel. Now, the fun thing about that brick stencil is it gives you lots of lines in order to line everything up on. So I don't really have to measure anything. If I just kind of count how many bricks on either side I'm spacing this with, then that kind of works out. And same thing at the bottom here. I'm going to put the door on the right side. Actually, no, I'm not even putting a door on this one. I forgot about that. So this one is just the windows, so we don't even have to worry about the door. And you can see that I'm poking that hole right through the window and through that green cardstock as well. We have to make sure the holes go all the way through so that our light can shine through. You can see the 3 holes from the back, and now it's just a matter of lining up our lights, those little LEDs. At the end of the wire, there's like a tiny yellow bit. That is your LED bulb. That's what we're going to want to place right in that little hole that we poked through the background there. So there is like a flat side, and there's a side that has a bit more dimension. You want to turn it to the dimensional side and push that through the hole a bit and tape it down. Then when you test it, you can see that light shines up bright and beautifully. Now, if the light is a little more dull, it means that you don't have that LED right in the hole. So all you have to do is reposition it to make sure that it's going to shine through and you're going to see all of the light in one go. You really want that like square yellow light to line up with your hole. And if your hole's not big enough, just make it a little bit bigger by poking it through a little more. So you can see all 3 lights are in, but the top left there is a little dull. So I'm just going to reposition it, and that just means that that yellow square was not positioned properly. I'm going to get it in the hole, make sure I tape it down, and there we have it. They're all lighting up beautifully. So all I did was tape these down. It really isn't hard at all. It didn't take me that long. Now for the wire, I am kind of wrapping it around a bit, and then I'm just going to tape that down so that it's all dealt with, all the wires dealt with. I don't have to finicky around with it anything. I'm using some strong double-sided adhesive, and I am sticking it on that Pear Blossom Press logo, the flat side of the battery pack, and I'm going to stick it down onto the back of the card. And now you can see those lights are lighting up beautifully. Okay, so now that we've got that done, what I want to do is add a little stamp sentiment that shows you that you have to push there. So people know, so your recipient knows that you got to press there in order to get the lights to shine. Now there is this stamp set. There are coordinating dies which come with this too on the Pear Blossom Press site. I will link that down below. And all I did was just stamp out the push in black. I did get a little bit of extra ink on there, which I'm trying to remove, but don't worry about it. I will cover that up with our sentiment, so don't have to worry too much. If you wanted to make sure all of that doesn't happen, all you have to do is kind of line up that battery pack at the back, line it up at the front, and then stamp it before you attach the battery pack. That way you don't have to worry about misstamping or anything like that, and it looks all clean and nice. But I decided to live on the edge, and I just stamped it down with the battery already attached. And the reason why I thought that it was okay, because the back of that battery pack is flat. It's like a nice cardboard, like hard piece. So it's stamped out fine, except for that little smudge that I got. It's like I said, it depends if you want to live on the edge or not. So after that, now keep in mind your battery has like depth and dimension to it, so you have to add some foam adhesive to the back of this panel. I've added a bunch of strips here which are enough to prop this up and allow enough room for that battery to fit behind this panel and not cause things to kind of stick up in the wrong places. I'm attaching this to an A2 sized panel here, which is the same color as the brick that we created. And now you can see that it just lights up so beautifully. Now, so that is it. That really didn't take me that long. We're only 6 minutes into this video, and this entire video wasn't dealing with the lights. So you can see it really like probably 3 minutes, maybe 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes at the most is what the lights took me. It really wasn't that hard at all. Very simple to do, and the results are just so stunning. Now, I actually already gave this card away, and the recipient was so amazed by the lights. Like, the lights are that wow factor. A card is a card, but when you see those features, it always makes your recipient like light up, just like the card. So I really love these lights. I love putting them on cards. I love seeing the reaction when people use them. And now that we have the lights kind of fastened in there and in the windows, all that's left to do is dress up the card. So I have the little planters. I've created the box in like a matte gold color, and then I've added pink roses with green foliage. For the awnings, I've got the arch awnings. I'm kind of curving those a bit, and I'm adding some foam adhesive behind it to give it a nice 3D look, which looks really nice, especially with that matte gold, the matte gold cardstock. It adds like just a little bit of shine and kind of shows you more of that curve going on in the awning. And because of that curve, I feel like the light, like it has somewhere to go. So like it looks a little bit more realistic, and it looks absolutely amazing in the dark, which I'll show you at the end of this video. So stay tuned. Now what's left to do is to add my sentiment. So I've got some sentiments here from a set from Pink Fresh. It's a really nice font. That's why I picked this one. So I'm going to go ahead and foil this using some matte gold foil, and I'm using it again on the same colored cardstock as the background. I've gone ahead and cut out these frames using another set of frames that I've got here. As I've mentioned, I will link all of the products in the description below, so you can just check everything out. If you wanted to case this, you could go ahead and do that too. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the sentiment using the coordinating die, which I think is really fun. I'm going to go ahead and add it to those two frames, which I'm going to stack on top of each other. I've kept that same green color of the building on top of that matte gold, which I used on the awnings. And I'm going to go ahead and just attach that sentiment there. And the reason why I did it this way is because you can see my sentiment is a bit larger than the frame. And by creating, or by putting that same color green layered on top of the larger frame there, it kind of just melds everything together and makes it seem a lot more cohesive. So here's my chance to cover up that little mistake I made when I stamped out the push sentiment. So I can go ahead and cover that up. That's also why I used the larger frame here. And now you can see the method to my madness and how that all came together to cover up my mistake and to create those beautiful 3D awnings and the light up windows. All I have left to do is attach this to my card base, which is just a white A2 sized side folding portrait card base. And that is the card. If you want, you can add some other embellishments to kind of jazz this up. I'm going to add some champagne pearl embellishments here, which I think just look fun with the gold that I have going on. It shines a bunch of different colors actually, even though it looks just gold in this video here. And that's pretty much it for this card. So you can see how easy this was to put together. It came together very quickly. The lights were super simple to use and the results are absolutely stunning. So this is how the lights look in just like normal daylight. And then this is what it looks like in the dark. And you can see how brightly those glow up and make this card look super stunning. So I hope that you were inspired to create something similar. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.